y'all gonna give these students a last minute notice? We are expected to move out of our apartment into a hotel for a week and move back to campus during the school day without being excused from our classes. FAMU has to do better. They are sleeping in the same bed as their roommates. I cannot stress this enough, y'all. This is like literally very sad. That's a lot to be going through. They say it's security here, but people was going around pulling on door handles trying to get into my room. This is so unsafe. And I hear random grown men outside my door all day. It's truly sad, y'all. Why would you send these students somewhere to stay like that? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl theebriaknyia. Welcome back. Returning subscriber, but if you're new, welcome to my freaking channel, y'all. Make sure you subscribe. Do not do anything else. Do not play the rest of this video until you subscribe to my mother freaking channel, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, because today, y'all, we about to get into a little juicy topic. A few weeks ago, I had posted a video about the Royal Court and their little business that they had going on. Y'all, I don't know what's in the water at these HBCUs, but it's been crazy. In my alma mater, we need to get into it, okay? Because y'all need to just know what's going on, because this is just crazy to me. Like, I'm baffled, okay? But first, we're going to be talking about how FAMU's football players released a open 7-page letter to the university's president, Larry Robertson, expressing frustration with the lack of leadership and support of the program. Y'all. Then, which is, you know, the most craziest to me, honestly, is FAMU's housing crisis. A young lady by the name of, or her Instagram name is Sydney DeMar. She posted, or she made a post about how FAMU just has to do better with their housing, y'all. It's been crazy. Like, they sent these students to, okay, we just gonna get right into it. We ain't gonna, you know, give a summary. We just gonna get right into it. So the craziest part, or craziest topic to me, is the housing crisis. So we just gonna talk about that. So first, before I get into everything, which basically sums up the topic, I'm gonna just go ahead and read the young lady's statement that she made, and it's titled, "FAMU has to do better." First, we found out on social media at noon that we need to move out by 9 p.m. the next day. The university finally sends an official email from the RD, which is the, I believe, resident director, at 2:12 p.m. to students, and then hosted Zoom calls at 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. 24 hours before we are expected to move out. No questions were answered because they did not have any answers. We are expected to move out of our apartment into a hotel for a week and move back to campus during the school day without being excused from our classes. Which is the craziest part to me. So we gonna pause there. How are y'all gonna give these students a last minute notice and then not even consider that they are college students, which means they have to report to class, which means they will need excuses? And I think she went on to say students had no control in this situation, but we are still being held accountable, which is basically what I just said. Like, how are, you know, these students who are put in this, you know, unforeseen circumstance, they're basically being held accountable, like missing class for stuff like that, and all the thousands of dollars, y'all, that these students pay for housing to be going through something like this is just outrageous. So she continues to say, in order to get an excused absence, we have to go to the dean. FAMU makes you go through all types of hassles to get anything. So I just know that right there in itself is just too much. We shouldn't have to go out of our way to get an excuse for a situation that is not our fault. I originally chose a 2 to 3 p.m. move out time, went downstairs to receive my room key to find out the room keys aren't there. I checked for my room key at 2 p.m., 4 p.m., and 5 p.m. and they still did not have the room keys. They were allegedly en route, and the university was supposedly in communication with the hotel. So I trusted their word and left it at that. My family called the Seven Hills Hotel to find out that the keys are there waiting for FAMU to come pick them up. One thing about it, I like nice hotels, okay? And I feel like this university with all this money, if y'all gonna put these students in hotels, put them somewhere nice, please. So just by the name, the Seven Hills Hotel, it don't even sound like it's giving luxury, or at least modern or nice. But anyway, so she continued to say, when I arrived at both hotels, Seven Hills and Baymont, they all had rooms that needed to be clean and were not livable. And she bolded that, were not livable. Not only do they give us a short notice to move out, it's 9 p.m. and I'm at a hotel with a dirty room. When I arrived, the door was already open. The room smelled like trash. One bed had used flat pillows and the other bed didn't have any pillows at all. The room had used cups in the bathroom, full trash bins, and dirty floors. The school is not in communication with the hotels according to the hotel staff. So the hotel staff is scrambling to clean rooms and hotels are overbooked. Now my parents have to come out of pocket to get me a room that is clean and safe. Wow. Shout out to my family in Jacksonville for making that last minute trip to help me move my belongings because I am an out-of-state freshman who isn't allowed to have a car on campus. And y'all, those last 2 sentences just, I don't know, I just feel for the students, because if y'all have watched any of my previous vlogs or just anybody's moving day vlogs, moving day is not a good day. It sounds fun, but when I tell you, that's probably the most exhausting day you're gonna experience as a freshman or as a transfer student. Believe me, because when I tell you, I had all types of body aches, feet was hurting, head hurting, hungry. So I can only imagine how these students felt when they had to move all that stuff into their dorm and then move it out into basically a place that wasn't livable and that was dirty and just wasn't put together, like, and that wasn't safe. That's the biggest issue I want to stress here. You have sent these students, who among these students are women, young women in college, and there has been plenty of times in Tallahassee where there have been sex trafficking and just all types of crazy stuff. So you send these young women to these unsafe and dirty behind hotels. Literally, FAMU has to do better. Literally, like, that is probably, like, I cannot stress this enough, y'all. This is like literally very sad, for real. So she continued to say, I'm not being compensated for any of this. Staff members are turning students down at their doors. They closed the CAFS building and their phone lines are ironically busy, as they always are when something goes wrong at the university. This is unacceptable and I am embarrassed for the university. Last minute and unorganized. The university knew before we moved into phase 3 apartments that these places weren't livable, but they still allowed us to move in, only for us to be relocated 7 days later. Now granted, y'all, I stayed in phase 3, and when I did stay in phase 3, it wasn't all that then. Like, phase 3 has always basically been known as the trenches. That's like literally the ghetto, but you just really have to tough it out. They usually send students there when it's like last minute housing. It's nowhere else for these students to go. Like, that's where you go. And my roommates at the time and we just tried to make the best of it. What is she doing? We just tried to make the best of it, which we did, but we did run into, you know, a few bugs, insects, and, you know, the ducks to be all over there. I mean, I don't have too many complaints, but it just wasn't as nice as Towers, Village, and everywhere else. So, and then I can only imagine, like, the first week of school or classes as a freshman is just very hectic. You're trying to find out where your classes are, get yourself settled, you know, maybe attend some events, and just get settled as a college student in a new town with no, you know, family. Like, that's a lot to be going through. Students are now living in hotels with more bugs in their campus apartments and are also sleeping in the same bed as their room. What? They are sleeping in the same bed as their roommates. Students have roaches and other bugs in their hotel beds, on walls, and the floor. This is not the hotel's fault, any of the RA's fault, or the RD's fault. Sadly, they are facing the blame because the university officials are MIA. This could have been avoided, and I truly hope nobody has to go through this terrible experience. This is beyond the automated, we apologize for the inconvenience apology they love to issue. As much as I do love my school and want to support it, this is not okay. Do better. So then she kind of just showed like the bugs that were shown in hotel rooms, and baby, these don't look like, well, the first one do not look like no regular cockroach, boo. That looked like it could do some damage if it wanted to. And then it was like a cockroach. And then I went into the comments, y'all, and then the first one said, the fact that I'm paying housing to stay in a dirty motel with leaking AC, rusted metal, and dirty bathrooms that wasn't ready for me to move into in the first place is crazy. Somebody said they are really playing with our money. And then they also said, they say it's security here, but people was going around pulling on door handles trying to get into my room. This is so unsafe. When I tell you, I would like, I'm such a scary person when it comes to stuff like that. So just to hear that somebody was trying to get into somebody's door, like, that is terrifying for real. Like, I made a tweet the other day and I was like, FAMU students may need to go on some kind of strike or some kind of, you know, rally, because this is just not safe for students at all. And it seemed like, with my personal experience with the university, when you need stuff done, administration literally does go MIA. Their lines are either busy, they don't answer the phone, and if you do get somebody, they're going to give you the runaround. So I can just only imagine like what these students really had to go through as far as communication to get, you know, these problems solved or fixed. Another comment that was under the post was, we are not staying at hotels, we're staying at motels, and they're very dirty, ghetto, and honestly unsafe. I got here and we have no towels and had to air dry after the shower. My peephole doesn't work and I hear random grown men outside my door all day and night, and on top of all that, the bathroom door is falling off the hinges and drags on the floor, making this terrible loud sound, and I haven't got the transportation side that I will have to deal with on Monday. Girl said, literally had so many bugs and unknown stains in my bed or on my bed. Also, there was literally literal dirt on the bed as well. And y'all, with the housing crisis, I honestly don't have any words. The post speaks for itself. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. A lot of alumni was saying, you know, this is typical FAMU. You know, things have always been bad when it comes to like communication and just inconveniences that the university has. It's truly sad, y'all. You know, as a, you know, HBCU, we have to do better. We have to treat our students with love and care, especially when they're freshmen, they're just coming in. I believe like there was, you know, of course there wasn't enough housing to put all the students in, and I feel like y'all knew this is, you know, a possibility or someday could happen. Why not have a plan set up, or have a better plan set up in place, so that y'all will have a safe and clean place for these students to lay their heads? Because granted, if you wouldn't personally go stay in a motel like that, or send your kids or your grandkids to stay somewhere like that, why would you send these students somewhere to stay like that? Like, that's just ridiculous. So that's that, y'all. Again, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. It's just a really sad case. Next up, we're gonna get into this 7-page letter that the football team sent to FAMU. Let me read this title from the post first. So it says, like, basically the summary, so you guys can know what it's about. FAMU football players released an open 7-page letter to the university's president, Dr. Larry Robertson, expressing frustration with the lack of leadership and support of the program. They chronicle issues with summer school, housing, financial aid, access to academic resources, and being left out of the search committee for a full-time AD. So the letter reads, we, the members of the 2022 Rattler football team, would like to address several issues that are having an adverse effect on our lives, our future, and the student-athlete experience at FAMU. To date, we have kept these issues with the university structure, but since they have not been adequately resolved, we will release this statement to the FAMU Board of Trustees and Board of Governors. Baby, they went legal. And trust that if I was a student going through that motel situation, baby, I would have been writing the first letter trying to get right, okay? But anyway, of course, they addressed financial aid, which is an issue for all FAMU students. And I had seen an alumni say, you know, that is typical FAMU. Like, FAMU was always going to have financial aid issues. So you best get comfortable, because they always have financial aid issues. So for financial aid, it says each semester we have issues with our financial aid awards being posted in a timely manner. Wow. We are repeatedly told it's a new system and it's taking longer to post than normal. This response is completely unacceptable. This delay in funds has repeatedly left us unable to pay for our basic daily needs. There are also cases of players having evictions filed against us, which reflects on our credit reports. We're sure that you are keenly aware of the damage that a poor credit file can have on individuals beginning their professional careers. Additionally, unpaid balances from our financial aid processes prevent us from buying textbooks or access codes for classes, and from utilizing the property registration process afforded to athletes. Y'all can continue reading, but I'm not going to sit here and read a 7-page letter. I just want to summarize and speak on that. Again, financial aid is an issue that every student faces. You really just got to buckle up, sit down, and get comfortable and wait. And if you choose to harass them so you can get what you need, you know, to each his own, but just get comfy, because every student goes through that. So next, they spoke about academic support / compliance. It was very damaging to the morale of our football team to read on various media outlets 26 FAMU football players ruled ineligible. This narrative implies that we are not performing in the classroom. In fact, that couldn't be more further from the truth. The issue at hand is not academic performance, but procedural issues within the registrar's office, compliance department, and academic advisement. For instance, I guess one of the football players, I'm not gonna, well, I guess I can because it's a public letter. Isaiah Land, our All-American events in, who was singled out as the highest profile of our teammates, unable to compete in our first game, was misadvised. He was instructed to take 2 or 3 2-credit hour courses this summer in order to meet satisfactory progress towards his degree. He did so and passed all 3 courses. It was determined last week at the beginning of the fall semester that Isaiah actually needed 3 additional hours during the summer, which would not have been an issue had he received proper advisement. I don't want to get on here and kind of like, you know, be that person, but truly, honestly, every student goes through these kinds of issues. Me personally, I went through these kinds of issues, and thousands of other Raptors can tell you, or alumni, that they've been through this similar issues. Unfortunately, because we attend the HBCU, you're gonna be on, or you know, administration, academics, financial aid, all of them, they're gonna be on COP or COT or CPT, colored people time. Shh, don't you bark. They're gonna be on colored people time, so, and they're gonna do colored people stuff. That's just what happens. So I'm not trying to kind of like disregard, you know, their issues or how they may feel. Hey, shh, how they may feel, but I just feel like everybody goes through that, and unfortunately I was one of those students who had to face that. It was like a situation where, you know, my advisor literally told me I didn't have an associate's degree on file, and I'm a transfer student. So in order, the reason that I got into FAMU was because of my associate's degree. So one day when I called to make sure I was on track to graduate like a semester or 2 away, he informed me that I didn't even have an associate degree on file. So I'm like, what? Like, I promise you, like, FAMU will never fail to like surprise you or like blow your mind. So every student goes through this. You really just have to tough it up, you know, take your L and go to a party. I promise you. That's really, but I'm not against this letter, but like I said, I really just want to say that every student goes through that. Next, they spoke about summer school. Dr. Robertson, because of our athletic obligations in the fall and spring semester, summer school is vital to the academic success of our team. It's imperative that our scholarships cover at least part-time enrollment for the summer term. Additionally, football games are not won during football season. They are won in the grueling workouts and team activities during winter, spring, and summer months. I'm not a football person. I don't really know what be going on with the football team, and on top of that, I'm not really familiar with you know, the scholarships that they receive and stuff like that, so I'm not even gonna speak on that, but y'all can go ahead and kind of read that and analyze that if you would like, and comment down below your thoughts, of course. And before we continue, make sure y'all click the subscribe button, because I'm not doing all this talking for nothing, okay? Subscribe. That's underrepresentation. We are in the midst of the search for the next athletic director at FAMU. It is very disheartening that there is no student athlete representation on the 18-member search committee, nor were there any discussions held with us regarding the characteristics or qualifications of our next leader. In contrast, every elected student government association president is seated on the university's board of trustees. It is important that students' voices are considered in shaping the future of this institution. Like I said, I'm not going to read through the entire letter because we don't have all the time in the world, and I don't know your attention span, and I don't want to lose y'all. Read it, analyze it, go through it, subscribe, and then go to the comment section and let me know what you guys think of both the housing crisis and this letter that the football team wrote to the university's president. Comment down below your thoughts and give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and make sure you follow me on Instagram at theebriaknyia. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.